EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be second and 11. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, 67 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
All day, every day, any day.
A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Throwing, Bridgewater, buying time to his left. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And that's caught by Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Traquan Smith, 72 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. I mean, less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
53 is the mic. Coming to you, coming to you.
From the 30 on second down. Stafford, right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. To throw is Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
A gain of 18 yard play. First down, Lions.
54. Stop your watch.
32.
54.
50.
Check. Walk 54. Walk 54.
The first down carry here for Johnson. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Easy.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
All right, boys, here we go.
From the 50, Stafford. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now it's Stafford. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Check.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
At the 31-yard line.
Go. My 40. It's a party now.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Airing it out deep for Smith. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
CD, we want to remind folks, in honor of its 100th season, the NFL is encouraging fans to join players, teams, and the NFL family in a year-long volunteer initiative called Huddle for 100. Choose a cause, volunteer 100 minutes of your time, and help shape it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Six, middle.
53's a mark. 53. Check 53. Crunch time, defense.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Third and long. It's Stafford. And he's going to go down again. Cameron Jordan able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Kamara now to return. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Saints will have a short field in front of him. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 39, Bridgewater forced out to his left. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And again's got it. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis in his first half of action. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down. And again, it's Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. To the air again with Bridgewater. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing is Bridgewater. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Bridgewater again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have taken the lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now Bridgewater will lead the troops up to go for 2. They'll throw again. Bridgewater. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Charles, a little league-wide news as the Browns were taking care of the Jets on Monday Night Football Week 2. We got word that Dolphins safety Minkah Fitzpatrick continuing the exodus from Miami. He was traded to the Steelers in exchange for a first-round draft pick next spring.
And that means Miami is exchanging a 1, Minkah Fitzpatrick, who they use that to acquire, for a 1 next spring. And how valuable will that pick be? Well, the Steelers are 0-2. Ben Roethlisberger's out for the season. This could turn out to be a high number 1 pick because the Steelers have been struggling this season, lit up by Tom Brady, Russell Wilson in successive weeks to start the year. We could have a Steelers team that could turn into a top 10 pick for the Miami Dolphins.
Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Check 43. Hey. 10. 53's the mark.
To the air again, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down.
Set. Lady. Mike 54. I got you. Mike 7. Mike 54.
Stafford on first down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now Hill. His throw incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. Hill.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Kamara trying the right side. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down and 11.
Let's go.
3rd and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime.
Watch that inside. It's right.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Hill. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there. With him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And they'll try for it here on 4th. Bridgewater and company stay out there. Bridgewater to throw for it on 4th. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 41 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
40 got. 40 got.
Here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
1st down, Lions.
Set. 250.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Johnson. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, pick your game. Hey, orbit. Mike 54. Mike. Hey, Red. Pick me up.
Now Stafford. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing on third down, Stafford. It's caught, Jones. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
It's caught outright, Amendola. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing again is Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
A loss of 6 yards. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Lions trailing but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
Stay with your man.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And the pressure gets to him again. Corner blitz and a sack by Patrick Robinson.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now it's Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Toss play, Kamara. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Here's Bridgewater. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. It would appear Sean Payton's made the decision here. They will go for it on 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 4th down, they're going. Bridgewater. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
22!
On 1st down, it's Stafford. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Facing this fourth-quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Ready? You can play it. You got tight. You got tight right. Hold. 6, 4, 3.
Bridgewater. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now Bridgewater on 4th down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Darius Slay with a pick. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Demario Davis there on the stop. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. From the gun, here's Stafford.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
40 got.
From the gun, Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Von Bell.
Saints take over first and 10.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Let's go, D.
Bridgewater here to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Jared Davis, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and they were really helped by their defense. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel, and they're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Seibert now to kick this thing away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
53, Mike. 3 bud.
Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, 61 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Alert, alert!
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And his throw here's incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And it's 3rd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. Now Mayfield on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Prescott on 1st down. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Well, he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
It's 4th down.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
6-0 our score after one. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on fourth down. Mayfield to throw for it on fourth. Wide open receiver complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Prescott now. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
47. We're going to 54.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Check 99. Check 99. Check 99.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one and another first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. Now Elliott. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A first down carry by Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Watch the run. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 50.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
On third down, it's Prescott. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield able to get this one to his tight end, Njoku. A nice pickup on 1st down, 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, and it's 3rd and short.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. Focus, defense, focus. Pistol. Right there. 50.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He'll let it go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. 59 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And that one will give them the lead here as we approach halftime. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal, give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, we talked about the Madden Classic earlier, but we should also remind you the time is running out to represent your favorite club in the Madden NFL Club Championship. 32 of the best Madden competitors in the world will face off in the final live from the EA Broadcast Center in December. Register today for a chance to take home a piece of the largest prize pool in MCS history, over $700,000. Visit MaddenChampionship.com/compete by October 7th to receive a bonus Team Elite Fantasy Pack in Ultimate Team. A 1st down throw for Prescott. He's going to fire one deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former 1st-round pick, Demarius Randall. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this 1st half.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Incomplete. Intended for David Njoku.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half, Prescott. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is taken near the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turned that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. A toss play to Chubb. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. 3rd and long for Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Here's Mayfield.
That was a nicely run slant route, and with the receivers trying.
And this will be caught at the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A first down throw from Mayfield. Over the middle to Beckham. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 79 yards, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Number 53.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. 3rd down here. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Malik Collins drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again. Throwing, Mayfield. He's got Njoku over the middle. And all the way down to the 26. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Hey, Alpha.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Mike, 58, right there.
Prescott from the gun. Throw left side complete. It's Elliott. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Hey, switch gears.
On 1st down, Elliott. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
46.
58, come on. I'm coming after you. 58 to Mike, 58. 26.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott, it gets it over the middle to Cobb. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. 10th carry now for Elliott. The tackle made by T.J. Carey.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
3rd and long for Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. The kick by Marr is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better. Odell Beckham Jr. past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, 75 yards. And once again, the Browns are back in front.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Back to throw. Caught left side by Cobb. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now Prescott. And that will will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Cooper was the target there, and it's third down. The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be third and a mile. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hey, look, 180! 54, Mike, 54. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
A run for Nick Chubb. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was Baker Mayfield who led the way. The number 1 pick in 2018. He showed why he was so coveted.
And it was interesting because you remember headed into the draft in 2018, the projections on where Baker Mayfield was going to go, it varied. But rarely did anyone suggest he would go number 1 overall. And he did. Showed exactly why. It's not just how he plays. It's not just his arm and his vision.
Ladies and gentlemen,